Well, g'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. This week we're in Kings Canyon. We put ourselves on top of the jump up at a fantastic free camp that you're going to love. So go and get yourself a cold drink, get your feet up the next 20-30 minutes or so, come and join Ali and I for the adventure. Hi, I'm Steve.
And I'm Alison.
We decided a couple of years ago that we'd work hard and save all of our money and start living life on our own terms.
So we bought a caravan and hit the road on a trip for two all around Australia.
So why not come and join us every week for our adventures? Well, as I said in the intro, we're staying at a beautiful free camp that's a little bit north of Kings Canyon. It's called GINTY'S Jump Up or GINTY'S Lookout. You'll find it on Wiki Camps, but it's on your way out to the Maroochydore Loop. It's not too far out of town.
No, it's not.
It's a great place to come out, park your van up, go over and explore Kings Canyon, and that's exactly what we're going to do on this episode. We plan on doing the rim walk, don't we?
We are going to do the rim walk.
Yeah, so we're really looking forward to doing that, and that way we can tick off Uluru, Catajuda, and now Kings Canyon. Anyway, I'm going to show you around the campsite. I'll show you where we are. You get yourself a spot right on the cliff here, and you look out over the valley towards Kings Canyon. It's absolutely beautiful. But probably to give you a better view, I'll throw the drone up and show you from there. So here's our site here at GINTY'S, and it just comes out and looks directly over the top of the range. And as I said, if you get here early enough, you get yourself a fantastic spot on the cliff. You can walk out here, watch the sunrise in the morning, watch the sunset in the afternoon, and if it wasn't for that tree branch there, you'd have the absolute perfect view of Kings Canyon. But let's come around a little bit further. There you go, check that out. So we come out this morning to do the Kings Canyon walk. We're going to do the blue route, which is the actual rim walk. So we're going to walk right around through the top. But there's a couple of others here. I'll drop in some pictures of what they look like. But it's a beautiful morning. All the clouds just cleared off. So it's going to make it for a much better day. You do start out nice and easy though. You start out on about 500 metres of bitumen pathway. But I think at the end of this, it gets a lot steeper, a lot quicker. Just before you start out on the Kings Canyon walks, because there's a few different trails here you can do, you can come to the Walks Information Centre. This is also a water point, so you can fill up your water bottles. There is no water on the trail itself, and one of the warnings it gives you in the video presentation here is that the temperature up on top of the canyon, particularly doing the rim walk, can be extremely high or much, much hotter than what it is down here at ground temperature. So it pays just to follow a couple of simple safety instructions before you start what's going to be a very beautiful walk. All right, so here we are at the start of the rim walk. We're following the blue arrows today. You can see the start of the staircase that takes you up to the top of the rim and the conga line of people that's currently going up there. We'll join that conga line in a second, but climbing hills is pretty easy as long as you don't think about it too hard and just put one foot in front of the other and don't look at the top of the hill while you're walking up. It's pretty simple to do. So we've made it up to the first tier of the hill climb, or up the steps. Look, I think it's much ado about nothing. They're not that hard to negotiate. Yep, it's steep, and yep, there's a lot of them, but yep, I'm a little bit puffed out, but the view's great. You can stop, you can have a look around. But a medium level of fitness, you'll get up here no sweat. once you've made it to the top of the stairwell, you just follow along a very well formed path. They've made it out of rocks and they've cemented a lot of the rocks together to prevent them from slipping around, but it's quite easy going once you get to the top of the hill. Kick back and enjoy the views. Throughout the rim walk you'll find a couple of these located. It's an emergency call device which will take you back to the national parks in the case of an emergency. You just push and hold the button, I think it is, for about 10 seconds or so, and eventually they will answer it for you, and below that is an AED. If you're not sure how to use an AED, all the instructions come inside the box, but they are life-saving in the event that someone has a some sort of heart attack or something like that. So we've been tactically following a tour group, haven't we? We've been getting a little bit of the good oil about the evolution of this place out here. But where we're standing now, we're on top of the canyon, or almost on top of the canyon. This was under the ocean at one point, so there's lots of fossils and things to see as you go around. But yeah, we'll stick a little bit closer to the tour group and we'll update you as we go. So you can see in the sandstone here there's a lot of white or lighter colour sands, and that's because this was once beach sand. In fact, they believe that these were ancient sand dunes about 440 million years ago. Very, very interesting. Beautiful to look at. Sometimes while you're walking around here at Kings Canyon or Uluru or wherever you are, there's helicopters flying everywhere. It sounds like you're under constant attack all the time, if that's all right. The area that we're coming up onto now, this is past pays to listening to the tour guide. Some of you might recognise from the movie Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. This is a part, or they filmed a portion of the film here. It's affectionately known now as Priscilla's Gap, or what did you say, Al? Priscilla's Crack.
I think so.
So as you come past Priscilla's Gap, you come into the north side of the canyon. This is beautiful here. You just walk down the hill. It's very reminiscent of the bungle bungles. I haven't seen them before, but I've seen a lot of pictures. Looks very, very similar to the beehive type domes that you see out here in the rock formations. What do you think so far, El?
It's very beautiful.
Oh, stunning. It's well worth the walk. And where we've come into now, this little, it's like an amphitheatre, isn't it?
It is.
It's and if you protect a little bit from the wind and the sun's just shining down, it's quite warm. It's really nice. But here's where we are. What a great place. So we've come to the top of the north wall and we're just looking out across the south wall. It's a beautiful view from up here. So one really big suggestion I have for you, if you come out and you're doing the rim walk, definitely take the detour to Cottrell's Lookout. It's an extra 600 metres out to get here, but the view of the gorge is nothing like we've seen so far. It's absolutely amazing out here.
Oh, wow.
As you're walking out to Cottrell's Lookout, there's some amazing views of the valley and just the rock formations that make up the sides of the canyon. But yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Look at it. So what do you reckon about the detour to Cottrell's Lookout, Al? Worth it?
It was worth it, yes.
Oh.
I had to stop a little way over the dome, so I got too much in my head about where to step and how to step, but after about 5 minutes I was good to go again.
One good thing about the sedimentary layers, they do make natural steps in the rock, so it is pretty easy going once you find your path, isn't it?
Yes, it's fine, but yeah, I just got too much in my head, I think.
It is, and as we said a little bit earlier, and I'll just reiterate it, once you've done that initial climb to get up here on the top of the canyon, it's just easy going everywhere you go.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
It is, but definitely come out here to Cottrell's Lookout and check it out because it is stunning.
Yes.
This is only a small, but it's a great part of the walk. You're just surrounded by the little domes. It's quite fascinating to walk through, in fact, and all the layers of the sandstone. It's beautiful. On the way down, on the transition from one side of the gorge to the canyon to the other, you'll find a fantastic little staircase. Gives you some great views as you come down. A bit of a series of bridges and walkways that you can do as you come further into the canyon. There's a great water hole there below, so I don't know if they allow swimming up here, but it looks like it'd be cold anyway. But it's a beautiful spot to come into. It's cool right down. There's a lot of tree life down here in this part of Kings Canyon. Fantastic to see. What do you think about this section, Al?
It's another amazing part.
Oh, it's fantastic, isn't it? It's totally unexpected. I didn't think we'd see this, but yeah, come down amongst all these trees and just in this beautiful part of the canyon, where it's actually where the divide is so you can cross it. There's a small bridge here that you go across. Fantastic. When you're making the transition between the canyons and the helicopters pay off for a little while, you can hear all the bird life, and this is without a doubt my favourite part of the walk so far. The cliff edges and things like that are absolutely amazing, but to come down and find this in the middle of it was very, very unexpected, but as Ali said, very, very cool. When you've made your way across from the north side to the south side, the beehive type domes, they're much more apparent, and the land surface is almost like a moonscape. Alright, so we're now walking along the southern wall. There's a bridge that you cross when you go from the north to the south that has a one-way gate on it to prevent you from doing the loop in the opposite direction. So you can do the full rim walk starting at the north, or you can do just the southern wall walk. But you can't do the southern wall walk and finish on the northern side. But I'll tell you one thing, not as much scenery so far since we got here, and the temperature's gone up about 30 degrees. So we're now on the south wall looking back across towards the north, and once again equally as a beautiful view. The difference this time is though, because of the way the sun's cast into the canyon itself, you can see that the walls seem to lose that red colour that they had when we were on the other side of the canyon, but nevertheless still an amazing thing to come and see. The domes are really prominent now on the top of the north wall. How cool is that? So here's an interesting fact about the northern wall. You can see just here in front of us there's much lighter colour sandstone than what's over here. This is a result of the last rockfall that happened over there in the 1930s, and you can see where the big shard of sandstone's fallen down the cliff there. The southern wall walk is very, very different to what we saw on the north side, but I think to appreciate the entire walk you really need to come and do the rim loop. I think it's well worth it. I think by the time you walked to the end of the south walk and then walked all the way back, you probably would have done the whole rim walk anyway, so might as well come and do the whole lot. This might be a bit dark to see, but check out where these trees decided to grow. There's just this smallest crevice or crack between the two blocks of sandstone here, and this one tree has found a way to root itself in and just grow up in between the crevice. Al and I were just discussing that as you come down this southern side, particularly in the area we are right now, I'll give you a quick look around just how much the temperature's gone up. Now today, I think the top temperature for today here was about 20 degrees because it is July at the moment. But you can walk this all year round. They give you a lot of warnings about heat exhaustion and heat stress and the need to constantly drink water whilst you're travelling. But even on a day like today where it was 20 degrees for the top for the day, it feels like it's well into the 30s here at the moment. So it's very hot, and the heat that's radiating off the rocks.
It is, yes.
It's pretty full on, isn't it?
It is. So you can imagine when it's actually warm.
Oh yeah.
And the heat coming off this would be phenomenal.
But having said all of that, we've noticed there's a lot of young families that are out here walking today, and they just stop down for regular breaks in the shade with their kids. I think the last group we saw, they're giving them all a bloody a lolly each just to keep a bit of sugar up and keep the kids entertained. But it's a great walk for young and old.
A bit of bribery as well to keep going.
Yeah, although the boys thought we just
say, I'll have a lolly.
Yes.
She said, who wants one?
Yes. And the other thing is too, while we've been walking, I've been able to smell bacon cooking for quite a while, and I don't know where it's coming from. Then one of the young boys just came over the hill and he said, I can smell bacon. So the rock formation you see in front of here is called Kestrel Falls. We have it on good advice, well from that sign anyway. Then in the wet or after a very big rain, this turns into a humongous waterfall. It'd be pretty amazing to see, to tell you the truth. Although, on the other hand, I'm glad it's not raining today. Looks like we finally made our way to the downhill section to head back down towards the car park. They reckon this is the best part of the walk because it's all downhill, but it looks pretty easy to do at the moment. It's all steps and things, so we'll just follow this down to the car and finish out our day. Well, that was the rim walk around Kings Canyon. Absolutely spectacular. What did you think, yeah?
Again, spectacular. As she said, it was really good. I've not done anything like that before, and I know in WA they have lots of gorges and lots of beautiful walks, but for us, this is probably our first real experience into those sorts of walks, and it was magnificent.
Oh, it was, yeah. So many things to see along the way and just so many different vistas, I think is the word for it. You just look between two rocks and you see a completely different view of the canyon all the time, don't you?
You do.
It was an easy walk. The first part, we know a lot of people bang on about the steps at the start, even the tour guides here do, but there's 3 places that you can stop and you can rest, and they weren't impossibly hard. Ali and I aren't the fittest people on earth.
I'm definitely not a fit person.
We were able to get up there without too many difficulties whatsoever, but the key to success is just stop when you need a break, get your breath back and go again. And before you know it, you're all the way at the top of the hill. And then once you've got up there, the walk around the top of the canyon does require a little bit of scaling over some rocks and things in some different places. But the way the sedimentary layers around the beehives are laid, they do make their own natural sorts of staircases, and it's pretty easy to see the trail that people have come along, haven't they?
You can, yes.
There's a few different walks you can do here. I'll cut in a picture of the different trails. We done the full rim walk with Cottrell's Lookout. You can also do a side track off to the Garden of Eden. You can do another walk which takes you just up the creek here in Kings Canyon Creek. And check, there's a few flies in the car at the moment. But other than that, it's a great walk. It's well worth coming out here. Pro tip, get ahead here when it's early, it's nice and cool. Do the walk so you complete it before lunchtime.
Yes, definitely.
They do close it if the temperature's going to go over 36 degrees. So it might be an idea if you're coming out here in the warmer months just to check the day's temperature before you come out, because you might be wasting your time if they have to close it all down.
Yes.
Anyway, we're going to head back to camp and we're going to get ourselves ready to hit the Morini Loop tomorrow. That should be good. We see so many Caravan bloody YouTube channels that tell us it's the Caravan killer, but we don't believe that for a second. We just believe if you let your tyres down and you travel slow, every road's achievable. Anyway, we're going to take that on tomorrow. Well, unfortunately, that's it for this week's episode. You're going to have to wait one more week to find out if the Morini Loop is actually a Caravan killer or not. But if you like today's episode, please give us a like. If you've got any questions, hit us up in the comment section. We love to read your feedback. And finally, if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please consider doing so, because it allows our channel to grow, and we really, really appreciate your support. But until next Saturday at 9 o'clock, you guys have yourselves a great week. We can't wait to see you. We'll see you then.